commentator, and for softening the blow this weekend of the loss. But I'd like to hear maybe your favorite anecdote about Angelo, and your great relationship with Angelo. I also wanted to say that someone who goes unrecognized for making this weekend happen was that man Joe.
Yeah, without question. You know,
Ray's book.
Angelo Dundee, when I think of Angelo Dundee, I don't necessarily think about a trainer per se, although he was indeed one of the most important, most significant persons or individuals in the corner, especially in my corner. Angelo Dundee to me was a major asset to my career, because Angelo Dundee always had the perfect soundbite. He always said the right things at the right time. He could think on his feet. When I fought Tommy Hearns, and that's the fight that I remember the most, when I was behind him on the scorecards, and Angelo Dundee said, "You're blowing it, son, you're blowing it." It wasn't what he said, but it was what I saw in his eyes. There wasn't a desperation, but there was a sense of urgency, if you will. And saying that, because I didn't really need motivation, but Angelo gave me that little boost of, I don't know what you call that, but he gave me that boost, and that was what made me, or got me, or gave me the respect that I've received thus far. So Angelo Dundee, first of all, was a dear friend of mine. It was for a reason. It wasn't for fun. It was for a reason. You don't train this.
You set up that jab.
Yeah, I didn't know, but it was so quick that I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen that way, and I didn't know it was so quick. When I step here. Oh, sorry.
How important is it in the eye of the storm? You know, a lot of guys get in there, they have a plan, but once they get hit, as I just did, they forget about it. How important is it to be able to think in the eye of the storm?
That is indeed the victory. The fact that once you get in this ring, if you don't calm down, if you don't compose yourself, you're in for a long night. And again, if I got into a ring with you, Smitty, I would take my time, and I would see, okay, it's your jab, in fact, it's a pretty good jab. I would wait and see what you had. Then I would time you, then all of a sudden, you throw a jab. I would hear pop. Just little things. I never do the same thing twice. I try to confuse you. I don't let you know a pattern. I go here, down, I go here. Because the jab is the most versatile punch.
Let's talk about that. The most important punch in boxing, I think the most underutilized punch in boxing these days.
The left jab or the right jab is the most, it's the simplest.
I'm not going there. But I will go here. I mean, I knew I grew up listening to Al on the radio, the old but here's
on the radio.
Wow. But here's a guy that knows Al pretty well, and we'd like to get Steve Farhood to talk a little bit about Al. Notice he was hiding out again.
Why don't you just do what you did at the Boxing Writers? Can you remember all those lines?
I do, yeah.
You know, I'll say what I said a couple of days ago. Al has stayed at my house this week. We were in LA working on a show last week together. I'm sick of him. I really am. You guys aren't. You too. I see him all the time. But it's such a pleasure. And for someone like me who, especially in relation to Al, I'm still a rookie as a broadcaster, even though I've been doing it for a while. And I can't tell you when Al joined Showtime what it meant to somebody like me, because no matter what I do and no matter what I go through at Showtime or anywhere else as a broadcaster, Al is such a great big brother to have, because he's been through everything. There's nothing that's going to happen during a fight with a network anything that he can't help me with, and he's been very generous in his help. And that's one of the reasons he won 3 nights ago in New York the Good Guy Award from the Boxing Writers Association. But just one more quick thought. When you do something as long as Al has done it,
I was kind of saying, Donnie Lalond is not very busy in this. Had I been a better broadcaster like Steve Farhood, I might have noticed that he wasn't throwing either hand very much and thought, hey, maybe there's an injury involved. Apparently that small pesky fact slipped past me. So Donnie remembers that through the whole fight I said that it wasn't a very exciting fight. So go ahead. You want to add to this? Here, take a mic. He's been waiting 20 years for this.
What's funny about it is that, if you can imagine, if you have 2 broken hands, there's some drama in the fight.
Yeah, a little.
Well, at the post-fight little discussion we had, I was like a little bit like, it's a pretty slow fight, Donnie. He was being gentle and nice about it, but, and I was like, well, Al, if you were astute enough to realize I had 2 broken hands, you would have had, to the audience how dramatic this fight was, because here's a guy with 2 broken hands fighting a fight. I go to the hospital to get the x-rays and casts, and they wanted more money than I got paid for the fight. I'm from Canada, we have free medical, so I just said, okay, if you have cardboard, you can just tape my hands, put cardboard to straighten them, tape them, and I'll go back to the bar, we'll have some tequila until it closes, I'll drive